Come on, where have you been? There's things to do. But nothing starts without a good cup of tea. The temperature is 6 degrees and the sun seems rather fierce in its lowness today. There's been an accident up on the high street. A car turned the corner and the driver was blinded by the sunlight. But everybody's okay. So we have about an hour and a half before the sun goes behind the mountain and it gets cold. And I think it will get cold. Now I've heard that there's possibility of a storm coming. So I think I need to start preparing. But first of all, a gift that one of you sent in to me. Many thanks to Mary from Birmingham, who sent in some terracotta pots. They'll come in very handy when I start sowing my seeds. Meg and Jane sent some horseshoes with hooks on so I can hang my coat up. So I'll put them inside. Another thing they bought, and it'd be quite handy this, especially today, just to see how cold it is. They bought a thermometer, but I've got to think, where shall it go? Because if it goes on the door, or if it goes here, the door will close. But maybe there will be a good position. And if I put a stop on the floor to make sure the door doesn't fly open too much. And I think everything will be okay. Let's just check. Yes, that'll be fine. I think it'll go here. A nice brass one. And once it's up, I'll tell you what the temperature is. Right. Let's leave it for a few minutes and then I'll check on it. Now, according to this, and it has been in my bag, so it's probably going to take 10 minutes to calm down, it is 16 degrees, which I can tell you, may be that in the sun, but it is not that in the shade. See, that sun's getting close to the edge. Better crack on. I'll just put it here for now, and then once I start to do the decor in here, then I'll move it and make it look a bit more presentable. But for the time being, it'll do well here. And in fact, I'm starting to sweat cobs a bit. Whew. Quite appropriate. Sweating cobs, cobos. Don't worry. Caught into that is 23 degrees. I'll be in my shorts in a moment. A drawback with filming in cold weather is that the batteries drain a lot quicker. Now, apparently there's a snowstorm coming next week and bad weather, so I need to sort the roof out. The problem is I haven't got an A-frame ladder, and I don't know if it's wise to put a house ladder against it. But whatever I do, I need to move these. "10 minutes and I think that sun will be gone." I would love to get on and do the greenhouse, but better finish one job first. Oh yes, that temperature's dropping faster than an actress's knickers. Before I start lifting, because this is going to be a bit difficult. Right, just put the ladder in place first. Right. I think the wood is damp. They don't normally take this long to get them in. Right, he's going higher. It's the right knee that hurts. Hopefully when all this built-in work is done, I'll never have to do it again. Oh, just one day of warm sunshine, that's all I want. Now my plan is to do the front section last. Now it's a bit of a tight squeeze behind here. Slow and steady, he'll get done. Oh, right, here we go. Oh. Oh. Ah, that's right. Whew. Take it slow, take it steady. Oh, I remember years ago, a man was cleaning his windows on the 4th story of a house close to where I lived when I was in Sydenham in London. And he stepped back to admire his work, forgetting he was on a ladder, and fell to his death. I will have to get some gutter as well to collect the water. Oh, is it time for a cup of tea yet? There we go, lads. 2 down, 2 to go. I hope I've got enough felt, because there needs to be 2 layers. Oh, just had a cup of tea and a bit of a sleep. Right, let's get back to it. I've just had a text message to say that my tea has turned up at the house. I've ordered Ceylon Orange Pico tea and another tea called Nighttime, which I used a lot of about 15 years ago. Just have one drink and it knocks you out. And so I thought I'd try it again. Right, let's knock myself out on this shed roof. Summer house. I've had a few comments recently stating, why did I put the summer house where I've put it? Why didn't I put it down there so I could look at that mountain? And I think if you look at something too much, the appeal goes. Plus, this is where the sun is in the winter. If I put it down there, I'd be like a frozen pea. Right. Let us get on with the next task at hand. I've put the camera there, but I need to move it because I realised the other day it's all well and good, but in the summer I might want to open the doors and then you wouldn't be able to see anything at all. So I am going to have to put it on the roof somehow. So I think I'll have to go back to Screwfix to get those special screws for the roof. Oops. Hold on, what's occurring here? You know, those screws where you can put on a roof and then you know the ones I'm on about, those screws with plastic bottoms so they don't let the rain in. Now I'm just thinking this, I could actually screw this up because this is not going to open, is it? This is a window that's always going to be closed. So I could screw it down, as they say in Scotland. I'll be looking for suggestions at some point in the future on whether this needs curtains or not. And then what type of curtains? There you go, that's better. Right, let's stop bandying the goose and get on with it. Right, I've got my Stanley. Right, I might close the doors. Now, for the last few times, I need to sort out that door as well, because a few of you said that the bar can actually be cut because the bar is a bit long. Right, is that going to stay there? Is that going to stay there by the time I get back? Oops. Dropped my hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd a hammer in the morning, I'd a hammer in the evening, all over this land. What a bizarre song. I'd hammer around danger, I'd hammer around a warning, I'd hammer around the love between my brothers and my sisters, and then end up in jail with all that hammering going on. Whoa, all over this land. Oh. Here we go, lads. I don't know if there's going to be enough, to be honest. There's a lot of wastage because all this is going to be covered. I could cut it, but then maybe that's the plan. Maybe you're supposed to cut this and then use that as the top piece. What do you think? But I have to make my decision now. I'll forever hold my peace. Shall I try it on one side? See how we go? Hello, hold on. I'm not sure now. I've seen quite a few people up on top of Pen Peak today, which seems a bit bizarre on such a cold day. No, I don't think that's right. I've never done this shape of a roof before. Oh well, if I run out, I can always have a little bit sent to me. Go and buy a bit more. Right, just try and throw this off without throwing myself off with it. Oh, wallflowers. Oh, it certainly beefs up the legs, I'll tell you that. Oh. I wanted this piece to be one whole piece, but in reality the solar panel is going on top of here. It doesn't really matter if it's a slight bodge, but I have to make sure that the direction of water goes down. Otherwise, if one is put on top, the water will get stuck. That's entertainment. Oh. Right, I've got my nails ready. Another question was, somebody said the lip is a lot bigger at the back. Shouldn't you move it around? And if I do that, I won't be able to open the doors. Right, here we go. Flying without wings. Oh. And there's me thinking this would just take 10 minutes. I don't know how on earth I'm going to get the finicles on top. Forest workers are busy today. I can see them cutting the trees down. What's fascinating about these trees being cut down is when you look at the mountain top, it is a smooth line. And they're taking these trees down and you're starting to see the true landscape, that in reality it's actually up, down, there's a bit of a hovel there, pond there, but for some reason all the trees have grown to the same height. So it's like rediscovering the landscape that you thought that you knew. I can see the workers on top of the Ricos mountain. It's closed, but it's due open next week, I think. Right, nearly finished. If I could have afforded it, I wouldn't have minded a tiled roof. Welsh slate, obviously. Maybe in the future I could change it. Right, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on the window doesn't fall out when I do the next one, especially with the thermometer on it. There we go. Oh. I'm starting to slow down now, but I'll try and carry on. Now the next thing to do is put a piece of wood on top that covers this gap. I did question the quality of that wood, but they said it'll be fine. So we'll see. I've got plenty of videos if there are issues in the future, but the task is now how to put this up. I'm going to approach it from the side. I'm sure they could have come up with a better design though. The problem is stretching over. How am I, with my little schoolboy figure, supposed to stretch over there? See, this is where it would be handy if somebody was holding it. Both the shed and the... Right, let me just start to drill it in. See, this is where I need somebody inside. Whoop. There we go, take it slow. Take it steady, lad. Oh, see, they said it's going to rain tomorrow, so I'm going to have to battle on we haven't had a good shower of rain since this was put up. Wobbling. Look at that, running up like a mountain goat. Oh well, if something goes wrong, at least it's being filmed. Comedy moment incoming. Now stay in place, lad. Right, task now is to get down. It's a nice shot of my derriere there for you. Oh, got wobbly legs now. Might have to sit down. Have a cup of tea. Right, let's sit down and get my legs back. Oh. If I had any, that would have been a hair-raising incident. Right, get a cup of tea, settle the nerves. I thought either the entire shed is going to collapse or the roof was just going to slide off. Oh yes, that's warm enough. I'm trying to get the last little drops of gas out. Right, this is where I need to take my own advice, slow and steady. So I'll have a cup of tea and I'll try and get that finished today. There's the back bit to do and then the bits around the top. If there's enough, I'm not sure. Let me have a look at the weather for tomorrow. So the weather for tomorrow is 25% chance of rain, but that's not until... Right, so it's 15% chance at 7 AM. Then it's going to go to 20% at 10. And then 25% chance at 3. So I could still be okay to do it tomorrow if I wanted to leave it. It's coming up to 3 o'clock now. And I've just seen 2 brass monkeys walk across the next plot. Right, let's drink this. And then we'll do a Fagin, and we'll review the situation. Oh, I could do with a bag of chips. Oh, I could send out and have it delivered like I used to when I was in London, but no. To be honest, there's too much food in the house and I'm trying to go through it all before Christmas comes. It won't be long now for Christmas. I'm thinking about doing something called Vlogmas. It's a tradition in the YouTube creator community where every day in December up until Christmas Day you do a video. So you just do your normal video, but you put more out. So I would put one out every day at 7 o'clock, which would represent the day before. So on December the 2nd, you would see what I had got up to on December the 1st. So I'm giving it a lot of thought and planning ahead of what I could do, and maybe make a few squirrels just in case I'm taken ill over the Christmas period. So I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided one way or t'other yet. Oh, look at that. They do say when you have stirred your cup of tea, if there's a bit of froth on top, that denotes how much money is going to come your way. Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket. Right, this is where I've got to so far. I've put the roll of felt up there so I know where it is. But I've done the 4 sides. Just need to trim that bit off and trim that bit off. And I think I'm going to have to use them for the top bit. And that bit I've trimmed the one side. So it's nearly there. But to be honest, I'm exhausted. I can't carry on. Otherwise I'll start making mistakes and balls up the whole thing. Plus I need a bit of food as well. It's just going on for 4:30 and now it's really cold. So thanks for joining me. Like I said, it's going to rain tomorrow, so maybe I'll try and get down to finish it off. But at least the majority of it is now secure. Right, I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.